Hey man, what you doing in my chair? Let's put you back. Hey guys, yes it's me. Yes, it's been 3 years, but I had to take some time off. I had to change some things, grow a little bit. And that second word I said, change. Change is something I've been going through for the past 3 years since I've been gone from YouTube. And now that I'm coming back, I kind of want to explain what changes I've gone through and why and how. This is going to be 3 separate videos, and I'm going to tell you about the changes in my physical, my spiritual, and my emotional. Yes, my emotional. But there's much more changes than just those 3 things, I started off pretty quick, started off pretty obvious. I know you see it, your boy got a job at DG. Big Dollar General, baby. But only bad part about that, the job kind of stinks. I get paid $14 an hour. I work 4-hour shifts. It's a bad job. But the second change, your boy cut it off his hair. It's all gone. But the cut not bad. It's not bad. It's not a bad cut. It's just every black man has to restart somehow. Restart someday. Too bad mine was so soon. I had a high top. It was bad. But time for the third change. Your boy's going to college. Your boy's going to college, man. But, it's not going to stop our journey together. But now I gotta show you guys the 4th change. If you've been watching my old video, look at the new room. It's a whole new change, whole new vibe, everything. It's new, it's improved, it's for you. But, as I said before, I want to start off by reintroducing myself. This is part 2 of who I am. And start off cleanly, we're going to talk about my emotions. Yes, my emotions. And I bet you're wondering, what does emotions mean? What does that have to do with you coming back to YouTube? What does that have to do with you in general? I got a beret real quick. Hold on. But I have to explain all the different changes. It can't just be physical or spiritual. You can't have either without having emotional. If you tell someone the physical and not the emotional, you're telling them one thing, but not the other thing. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get into it. But we can't get into a JJ the 10th Hokage video without having this. This right here. So, let's get started. Now we're into it, baby. So, what we're going to be playing here is Black Ops 2 Zombies. And, while playing this game, they finally released it on PS5, and it's one of my favorite games to play. But, the thing about it is, when you get into the logistics about emotional change, there's so many things that come a part of it. Hold on. Before we get really into the video, let's turn off the lights and get the mood real set. Real set. It's about to get serious. So, last time I posted is probably 9th grade almost. 9th grade. And I haven't texted anybody on YouTube. I haven't updated the channel. Haven't done anything like that. It's been just straight, maybe Instagram posts, Instagram stories. No Snapchat stories anymore. I think I've grown out of that, but there's much more to do, much more to see, and I think that me personally having the opportunity to change in that form factor made me a better person. But the biggest change I'm gonna say emotionally is maybe my mentality about how to control my emotions. Because when I was younger, there used to be situations where I would allow myself to not do anything because of how I thought it would make other people feel. But it's much more than that when you think about emotions. There's much more than just how you make somebody else feel. It's about how you make yourself feel when you're expressing your emotions. And I've always been like the nice guy. I let people do like all types of stuff to like make it seem like when my impact wasn't as strong, even though I knew my impact was strong, but I had no like self-guidance to show myself that it was wrong or what was right. So I think coming out of Manchester, because after my first year, we had to leave. It was a bad situation, but you know, school gives you different reasons to like improve. It gives you different reasons to like become a better version of yourself. And God has given me the chance to restart and become myself, but in a better way. So 10th grade starts, I go to Meadowbrook. Great sophomore year. I don't think I ever had a better year. I play baseball. I meet a couple new people. I like learn how to control like my time better, because now I'm actually going outside. Not like just outside like around the park to hang out with some of my older friends, but like actually going to hangouts and stuff like that, staying out late. And it wasn't too crazy, but like I had to learn, as one does. But as I'm learning, we go into junior year. Junior year is when I had to become serious about myself, because now it's college talks, now it's senior year, what are you gonna do? Then it's like, what do you want to be? Like, who do you want to be perceived as? And junior year, like, it was kind of like, I wasn't being big for me. I was kind of being big for like the group. I was allowing myself to like follow other people and not like have an individual like standout part, except for like being humorous, obviously. But like that's only one little thing. It's not big enough for like a reason to be individualized. But my biggest change actually came in senior year. That's why I haven't been talking about my emotions that much. But this is where it really gets like thrown upside down and like changed around like an apple pie, almost. So, start of senior year, I have a great yearbook class. And in that yearbook class, I thought it was going to be like easy. That's why I signed up for it. I didn't think it was going to be that hard. And I come to find out it was one of the most like mentally changing classes I've ever had. But that's going to be more of a mental video. But emotionally, it taught me that like when you have an issue, when you personally have an issue, I want to like really get into this part. When you have an issue yourself and you feel like you can't come out of it by yourself, my best way to figure it out is to find somebody with the same issue and figure out how to help them, which will in turn help you. Like, I'm going to give an example of a situation I had inside the yearbook class without giving any names, but like explaining what happened. One of my friends was a little upset about like how they weren't getting any credit on a group project that we did, and it was going to make us like back up. We were going to have to do a whole lot more work that we couldn't do. It was the end of the year. We weren't allowed to do it the way we wanted to do it. And it's kind of like stressing all of us out. And them in particular, they were like stressing out because they wanted to pass with good grades. Passing would be like extremely helpful for them to go to college, because they were struggling with like figuring out what college meant to them, how like what their future is going to hold, and like how to get there. And I was also feeling the same way. Like, I also felt like me having this issue and also taking harder classes, I wasn't going to be able to like do what I needed to do the way I wanted to do it as strong as I need to do it. So I ended up helping them out, talking to them, getting emotionally like close, like actually figuring out what they see in that moment and what they feel in that moment to like fully help them out. And once I helped out my team, I helped out myself, because once my team was fully like locked in, I was fully locked in, and we ended up making a pretty good yearbook. Actually, let me pull it out real quick. My bad for turning on the fan. I know the audio is gonna be a little messed up for a second, but We ended up making a really good yearbook. This is the wrong one. This is the wrong yearbook. Hold on, guys. Here we go. This is the real yearbook. We made a pretty good yearbook for some of our first times ever making one. But it was great. It was good. And with that being said, it made me realize that the best help for anybody is helping yourself first. I couldn't have been able to help out my team, be a better team, without first helping out, like, you know, individuals to become a whole. And that greatly helped me out. But there's more to that story. I realized growing up that, you know, sometimes you weren't dealt a fair hand. I can't talk right now because I low-key messed up the setup process. See, look, I just went down right here. I messed up the setup process. But I realized that some people aren't really dealt the same hand that other people are, and they're going to be treated differently because of that. And the best way to show that is how most people perceive, like, the special ed group us, like the special ed group. In our school, we have something called the Medford League, and in the Medford League is like a special group of special kids with special needs that has, like, they have sports events, they have cool, like, party things they do by themselves. Some of them have, like, not even to say, like, in a weird, they have, like, actually really cool hobbies. Like, there's one that I'm really close with. He does cooking. Some of them are, like, really into building cars. Some of them like robots. Some of them just like simple things like Pokemon cards. And the way they get into it is just so fascinating. Because you would think that, like, just because they're different than you, they're not going to, like, emotionally be the same as you, but they really are. Like, they really care about you the same way you would care about, like, somebody who's sitting right next to you inside of class. And I felt something about that. So I decided that I was going to be a helper for the year. And being a helper for the year, it was going to be a lot more on my plate. Because, like, let's count it right now. I was in Beta Club. I didn't mention that, but I was in Beta Club. I took college classes. Now I'm helping out with the special classes. And now I'm also, like, introducing myself into, like, a whole bunch of different outside of school programs to, like, help myself get ready for college. So that's a lot of things on my plate. But I was low-key ready for it. I wanted to do everything inside of my senior year of high school. And I wanted to start that off with a bang, which was, you know, helping out people who need my help. So school year starts off. We go, like, a couple of track and field trips, because they do track and field, they do basketball, and they do something called bocce ball. Bocce ball is actually, like, pretty okay. You just roll a ball and see, like, who can get the closest to the white ball. I don't know, it has to be, like, a white person game. Like, no racist stuff, but, like, it wasn't crazy at all. Yo, the DSR, bro? What in the world am I supposed to use that? But first trip, it's a little bocce ball tournament. We win. But me and my teammate, we were both, like, pretty butt. I'm not gonna lie. If I ever get the chance to, like, put her on a video, she'll let you know we were both, like, really, really bad. But it's not that big of a deal. After that, we both, like, left the thing. And the leader, like, the coach of the Medford, like, group inside of our school, he said, Jaylan, you know, as helpful as you are, there's something more in line for you. Like, I feel like you have a bigger calling. And I was like, oh, what is that? And he said, you know, I love your attitude. I love the way you talk. And I love the way you're, like, supportive. But I want you to, like, announce that. I'm like, announce that? What do you mean? Like, I'm going to get to, like, be a speaker? He's like, a little bit more than a speaker. I want you to be announced for the basketball games. And I was like, announced for the basketball games? Like, really? Because, like, that's kind of crazy. As a high school student, you're now the announcer for one of the biggest teams in like Chesterfield, because like everybody loves the Medford games. Every single lunch period, you see everybody like saying, "I want to go to the Medford game. I want to go to the Medford game." And now I'm gonna be the person announcing the games, like doing the intros, talking about them during the game, like supporting them, lifting them up. And that was a blessing for me. It was a real big blessing. So first game comes, I'm the announcer, and people don't really realize it's me because like I have such a different voice announcing. And after the game, everybody's like, "Oh my God, Jaylan, you did so great. You did so like amazing. I can't believe it was you." Like it built up my heart, and I wanted to do even more. Like I wanted to like have even more of an impact. So we kept on going, more games. We made it to the championship. But before we made it to the championship, I got an even better offer. During the third game of the season, the actual basketball coach comes up to me. He says, "Jaylan, you know, our old announcer for the games isn't really like enthusiastic, like I can't speak, enthusiastic. And he doesn't like give us the hope we need during the games that like I think you do during these games." I was like, "Oh, really? Like, so what are you trying to say?" Like in a good way. He's like, "I want you to announce the real basketball games." And I can't tell you how like excited I was, how big it was to me, but it was amazing. The night I was supposed to announce for the first time, I got into the car with some of my friends. We went there, got some food before, sat down because there was a game before where my friend was playing because he goes to a different school. He was playing real quick. And then it was time for me to come down and announce the game. It was Middlebrook versus Manchester. I remember it like it was yesterday. I come down. They hand me a spreadsheet with everybody's name and stuff like that. I have a paper. If I ever find it, I'll post it on my YouTube of like different nicknames and like intros to give the players. As soon as they give me the introduction, it was like a pipe dream that I never thought was gonna be true, but it came true. And everybody loved it. Like the other coaches loved it. The players loved it. The audience was killing it. Like they were like cheering the whole entire time. They were like laughing. They all dapped me up outside. They were like, "You got to do this again." And you know, I did do it again. I kept on doing it until one of the directors shut me down. She was like, "You know, I don't want you doing the real games anymore. Like you're cut off." It was a bad thing. That's a mental change that I had. But emotionally, I realized that by putting yourself out there and having the ability to love something gave me the gateway into doing something even more. Because how many people can you name who were high school announcers while being a student? I'm only raising my hand right now, but I think it's pretty cool. So after that, more school year goes on. Well, the championship story. I was supposed to be the championship announcer. They said no. That was kind of bad, but you know, it's okay. You know, things happen. But near the end of the school year, we keep going, keep on having more fun. And I realized that one of my best friends isn't going to school as me. I had a bunch of people coming to school with me, like my college, but it wasn't gonna be some of my like real close friends, like friends that I've known since all the old videos and stuff like that. And it hurts a little bit when you like realize that it's gonna be just you and like some friends who are different than the friends you started off with. It's a bit culture shock in a way. But I never complained about it. It just made me realize that like I have to take all the time that I'm given and really like apply it to real life. Cause I used to be a very coy, like going outside kind of person. I didn't really like going outside that much. I didn't really like going to parties. I didn't really like going like long adventures. I wasn't a big fan. But once I was like forced to have to spend my time correctly, knowing that we weren't going to be together forever, it made me stronger about like cherishing moments. And that's why I picked up, where is it at? If I picked up my camera, Start taking more photos. I'll add some on the thing right here. Add a couple photos. Had a couple hangouts, couple sleepovers, and like it just feels good to like be connected with people, knowing that like it might be your last time hanging out with them, because you have good friends, you have long lasting friends, but who knows when the last time you're gonna say hello to that person is? Who knows the last time you're gonna call somebody that you really love? You can say you love somebody, but when's the last time you called them? And that made me call more people and like figure out what to do about stuff like that. Like, I can't just keep on saying I'm gonna do stuff and then not do it. So I started calling my grandparents more, started calling my closer long distance friends more, started hanging out more, going to parties. I went to a couple parties, and you know, it just made me feel a lot better. Like, it made me feel a lot better about the transition that I'm about to go through. But then we get to the next part. Now that I know my friends are going to be gone soon, and I know there's different ways to solve it, different ways to not solve it, I wanted, but it was time for prom. And, you know, when you think about prom, you think about, like, boyfriend and girlfriend getting ready for prom, like, what we're going to wear to prom, stuff like that, like, outfit inspos and stuff like that. But no, love didn't come as easy for me during high school, because of like the simple reason that I wasn't really given the right opportunities to love the way I was really supposed to, because I'm a big gift giver. I give gifts all the time. I like to hang out with people one-on-one, because I'm not a big crowd kind of person. So prom was a little bit different for me. I didn't go with a date. I went with a group. But I still love the fact that like you could see everybody who was in love like express their feelings in that kind of a way. And like it always feels good to see somebody who has the feeling you want having it. So like some of my best friends had girlfriends going to the prom. Seeing their like collab outfits was so much fun. Seeing people like you thought weren't together and they were happy about it, and other people were happy about it, that was kind of fun. And then the party afterwards, bro, man, that's a whole nother story, bro. That's a whole nother story. But it just felt, it's good. It's good. I felt good about it. There's a lot of times where like people don't feel good about like being alone in big moments, but being alone with people you love in big moments is bigger than the moment yourself, bigger than your own moment. Oh, the RPD, hold on, bro. I could just run 2 LMGs and just sit on the corner, but nah, I'm not gonna be a punk today. So, ooh, ray gun. Maybe because I'm filming the video, they give me all the good guns. But yeah, it just felt good to be around people and like have the reason to be around them. Then we get to graduation, the biggest emotion of them all, you know, because with graduation, like it feels like when you graduate and do something new for the first time, it's always gonna feel like you can't come back. Like it's always gonna be like the pinnacle, and like there's nothing more than just what happened. And that's what prom felt like to me. I feel like there was nothing more like impactful than graduation at that moment. And I didn't cry, I didn't do nothing like that, but it was strong, like no weird. So there's so many like people that I loved, like actually loved, leaving, and I knew I wasn't gonna be able to talk to them again. I knew it, but knowing that it happened and that there's always the chance, there's always the opportunity in the future, it just like it made me feel stronger about the situation where I wasn't able to do like stuff like that in like first place. I'm kind of tripping up on my words because I'm rethinking it a little bit, but I would have never had the chance without like getting there in the first place, and that's the most important part. So I think about that a couple of times. Like I think about it all the time when people bring up like certain parties or certain things we did during school, Like, I remember cutting school one time, not really cutting school, but like going after a long lunch break to walk to Wawa, and then we all dropped our Wawa on the pavement, because our Wawa was like a couple, like maybe a 5-minute walk from the school, and we used to walk there all the time. And me and my friends went there real quick to like get some food on a lunch break, and we ended up dropping all our food on the ground on the way back to school. So we got the food for basically nothing. And one of our friends had paid for both of our food, so he was even more mad about it because we dropped it and he paid. So, but he was a good sport. I mean, it was funny. You can't be mad about that. But that's the biggest thing. Like, I'm glad I did it. Like, if I never did that, I would never have like the reasoning to like think about it in the future on like what would happen. Like, cause it's never gonna happen that way ever again. And that's the sucky part. Cause like, who doesn't want to laugh about some $6 meal deal from Wawa being dropped on the floor because we were joking around talking about Popeyes or Chick-fil-A? Like, that's funny. That's funny. And I'm glad to be like giving a demonstration like with my voice about why it's the way it is and why the change isn't that bad to begin with. And that's why changing, like, from me being a very coy and very nice, like, yeah, I'll do your homework, yeah, I'll do this for free kind of a person, to like being able to stand up and like advocate for myself finally, without having like somebody have to like push me to advocate for myself, and I could just do it by myself and like grind by myself to be a better person. That's a big thing for me, and I think that's one of the reasons that like because I want to be an announcer at ODU. I want to be an entrepreneur in some ways at ODU, but like making a business that's more about being together, which it was kind of like rec sports and stuff like that, but like there's more than just rec sports. There's more than just like self-help groups, and some people don't like it because of the stigma behind it. There's more than just like helping people in like the traditional way, and I feel like I could do that with the skills I now learned over my change during high school. So I think we'll get close to like closing statement to this video, because I'm not gonna lie, I was playing this game earlier. I'm gonna get to like round 25 and the conversation is gonna be like the same thing for like another 40 minutes while I get to round 25. But that's a full walkthrough of like what it's been like since the break. I've changed in ways that like can only be described as, oh damn, Mr. Insecure. There's only one way to do things that only benefit you, and that's by allowing other people to be a part of your change. And that's the main story. As you've seen from all the stories I've told, it's about me and other people together. Not just me changing something, like me getting a self-help book, or me getting I started cursing, that's crazy. Me getting like something extra. It's just me, myself, and allowing myself to help other people to help me. And that's my emotional change. And if you guys are watching close enough, I'm a pro gamer, because I don't know how I got out of that situation. Like, I don't even know how I'm still alive right now with all my perks. I should have been dead a long time ago. That's crazy. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end it off. Let's kill this whole entire horde. I'm going to dap up for the screen in front of the zombies. I got a new one here. So guys, that's the video. That's the end. And I'd love to see you again.